Welcome to the 163rd episode of Maryland's Missing and the Murdered. This week I am doing an update on the Sarah and Jacob Hoggle case. Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when the next cases are released.
2014, Catherine Hoggle was a mom of 3 children. A 5-year-old whom we will call Justin, a 3-year-old Sarah, and a 2-year-old Jacob. In 2013, Catherine was hospitalized for paranoid schizophrenia, which she had since her teens. Troy Turner, the children's father, allowed Catherine to live with him and the children so she could be involved in their lives. There was conditions to it, however. She was not to be alone with the children or allowed to drive. On September 7, 2014, after Justin's game, Troy drove them to Catherine's mom's house, her name is Lindsay, in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Although Catherine's mom and dad were divorced, they were friendly and agreed to help them with Catherine and the kids. Lindsay was not at the house that day when Catherine asked her father for the car keys so she could go get a pizza that she could get for free because she had a coupon. Catherine took Jacob with her despite Troy's rules. Catherine returned after 3 hours without the pizza or Jacob. When her parents asked where Jacob was, Catherine said he was spending the night with a friend. Catherine's dad drove Catherine, Justin, and Sarah back to Troy's home. Troy returned home from work around 1 a.m. on September 8, 2014. When Troy woke up in the morning, Justin was there. However, Catherine or Sarah was not. As Troy went to take Justin to the bus stop, Troy began to call the police. It was then that Catherine pulled up and told Troy that she had taken Jacob to the new daycare. Troy and Catherine got into the car, where Troy asked Catherine which daycare it was. Catherine claimed she could not remember. Troy called Lindsay, and Lindsay began calling all the daycares in the area. As they were driving around, Troy told Catherine that he was going to call the police. But then Catherine remembered which daycare it was. All of a sudden, she remembered. Because of her medicines causing dry mouth, Catherine requested Troy stop at Chick-fil-A to get a drink. They sat in the car, and then Catherine said she was going to go back in to get a refill while Troy sat in the car and waited. When Catherine did not return, Troy went in looking for her, but Catherine had disappeared. The police and Lindsay met Troy at the Chick-fil-A. It was then that Lindsay told Troy that Jacob did not go home with them the previous evening. 4 days later, on September 12, 2014, Catherine Hoggle was located by police. She told police that she left the children with a friend. Then she changed her story and said she left them at a local park. Catherine Hoggle was then arrested on misdemeanor charges for neglect of a minor. Numerous searches did not yield any leads on Sarah and Jacob's location. Catherine Hoggle was remanded to Clifton T. Perkins, which is the state psychiatric hospital, after a competency hearing determined she was unfit to stand trial. Since that time, Catherine Hoggle has had 8 competency hearings, and each time she has been found incompetent. In September 2017, Catherine Hoggle was charged with murdering Sarah and Jacob Hoggle. In the state of Maryland, misdemeanors are dropped over a time limit to prosecute. On the 5th anniversary of her first competency hearing, Catherine's defense attorney filed for the murder charges to be dropped. In Maryland, there is a law where if a person cannot be restored for competency, there is a maximum of 5 years where a person can be held. That date is December 1st, 2022. In a Washington Times 2016 article, it was revealed that Catherine has tried to escape Perkins 8 times. Lindsay, her mom, and others believe Catherine is faking her prolonged mental illness because her IQ, when tested, was very high. Troy believes that she is faking also so she can avoid trial. Troy believes that Sarah and Jacob are deceased, while Lindsay believes her grandchildren are still alive. Troy has been at every hearing. Lindsay and Troy have both spoke with Catherine on the phone. They claim that Catherine told them that she was faking because it was her plan. Troy fears Catherine will get out someday and will hurt their oldest son, Justin, who is now 12 years old. Justin is not his real name. We're just using that to give this little guy a name. His reason for this is because when Troy dropped Justin off with Lindsay, Catherine was freaking out, which in hindsight, Troy said made him believe that Justin was next to disappear. If you know anything about where Sarah and Jacob Hoggle are, please call police at 240-773-5400.
And now the update. On November 30th, 2022, a Maryland Circuit Court judge ruled that Catherine Hoggle is incompetent to stand trial and implied that she is unrestorable. If she restores her faculties in the future, she could be released from the mental ward. However, prosecutors can recharge her for murder of her 2 children. Thank you for joining me this week. If there is a Maryland's Missing or Murdered case you'd like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Twitter is Maryland's Eminem. Sources will be listed in the outro. I will see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.